What is going on YouTube? It is Just Joker, and I'm gonna cut this intro a little bit fucking fast, but what I'm gonna be showing you guys is how to make a YouTube thumbnail using the program called GIMP. GIMP's free. You can go download it. All you gotta do is just go to Google and type in GIMP and download it and install it and everything. Okay, what you want to do first is you're gonna want to go on to File. You're gonna want to go to New. You're gonna want to type in 1280 on the width, and then on the height you're going to want to type 720. What this does is makes the thumbnail, the image is going to be in 720p, and that's the max that YouTube allows you to have for your thumbnail. So yeah, boom, I have one already made in the background, so I'm just going to go ahead and close this. Okay, once you have that, you can decide on what you want your background to be. Like, you can put anything in the background that you want, any image that you want, just as long as it fits in there and it's not hanging off the sides at all. What I like to do is I like to go over here and choose one of these little grids, one of these little preset grids that they have here. There, let me just show you one that probably looks weird. Bam, so you know, it just does something like that. But what I'm going to do for this one is like that, because it's not going to be too much in the background. I'll just go ahead and do that. Once you have your background set and everything, you're going to want to make sure that you have all the images that you want in your thumbnail already pre-made, or you already have them pretty much. Then you want to go to File, you want to go to Open, and this is one of the images that I have already. I'm going to open this. Let me open this. Okay, see, this thumbnail right now, I'm making it for a video that I haven't put up yet, but it's gonna be up before this video gets put out, and it's my YouTube story. So I figured I would use a book, which would be pretty cool to put down. You want to go to Edit. You want to go to Copy Visual. Okay, you can minimize that. You can close it out. It doesn't matter. And this little box right here in the left corner on your toolbox, you're going to want to select that one, because if you have anything else selected, you're not going to be able to move the image once you insert it into this background. Then you want to go to Edit. You want to go Paste. You can hit Paste, or you can put Paste Into. I always hit Paste Into. See, now I can move the image wherever I want, and if I want, I can right click on this image, go down to Layer, go to Scale, and right here tells me the width and the height of it. Whenever you change the width, the height automatically changes. And if you try to change this number, if you change the bottom number, this number will change too. So just go ahead and shrink it down just a little bit, you know. I'm going to drop it down to, let's say, right there. Alright. This is pretty cool. Try to center it just a little bit. Alright. Once you have that image right there where you want it, and you know it's going to be there, you're going to want to click outside the book. Once you click outside the book, that image is set in that section on the thumbnail already. And if you accidentally click outside the book where it was highlighted and you didn't like the position that it was in, all you got to do is just hit Control, hold down Control and hit Z. Bam, it's highlighted again, and then you can move it all over again. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it back right there, click outside the book, and now I'm going to want to get my next image that I have, which would be the YouTube one. Boom, YouTube. All right. This is going to be one of the things that's going to be fun and interesting to show you guys. Okay, see, now I have all this background right here that's gray, and I do not want this gray. There's one easy way to do it. If the colors ain't blending together, if the white's not blending with this background, like if say it was a different kind of white and it was a lighter white and they were blending, clicking on this little box right here, which is the select by color, bam, See, like if the white was a different white and I selected this, then it would select the part of this too. But since this background's a little bit darker than the rest of the YouTube emblem that I want, makes it perfect. Alright. Now, since I have that background selected, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to right click over here in the layers section, and I'm going to want to go down to add alpha male. Okay, now what you do when you add the alpha male is anything that's in the background that does not have an image will be invisible. It would be transparent. So now that I have this selected, I have my alpha male added, I want to hit, I can either right click and go to edit, and I can go to cut, or I can hit delete on the keyboard. That's what I normally do. Okay, after you've done that, you're going to want to go to select none. What I like to do is I like to zoom in, see if there's a lot of the background connected with this one, which doesn't seem to be, besides right there. Go ahead and let me shrink this down. Okay. Go ahead and clean this up. I'm just using the eraser. Because I've noticed, I've seen a lot of thumbnails that have like the background color in there with it, or there's some little extra shit added in that I know that they could have went through and they could have did this, but they just didn't have the time, or they were just being lazy. I'm not going to go around the whole thing. I don't think I need to. Just the little pieces that are offset and that don't belong, I like to erase, because this will show up, especially if you have a different, like if I would have had like a white background, that would really show up. Okay, one thing that you want to do to make sure that you don't end up getting a bunch of other stuff is you want to make sure you erase the whole outside border. Sometimes I notice that the images will have this weird border with it, and it'll affect the outcome of the image when you bring it over into your thumbnail. So just go ahead and clean it up a little bit more, make the outside look nice. It's just simple little trial and errors, like I said. And now what I want to do is I want to copy this image, bring it over to, oh no, that ain't it, that ain't it, that ain't it. This is the thumbnail. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste this into here. Make sure I have my rectangle select tool so that I can move the image. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put YouTube right there, because I'm going to have my up here, and I'm going to have YouTube there, and then story. So my YouTube story. Alright. There we go. Now I have that image in there, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip ahead. Okay, now that I have the YouTube image in here, and now I'm ready for text, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up a whole new one. Whole new. This is the easiest way. Do not try to add text in there, because it makes it so much more difficult to move your text, and sometimes the selection box for the text blocks other text, and it's just so much easier to just do it this way. Trust me, like I said, trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. I've went through this so many times. Okay, now you're gonna want to go to the background spot, and you're gonna want to go to add alpha male, so on and so on, like I've showed you guys before. Delete that. Now you have a whole background right here. I'm gonna do the story part first. So I'm just going to type in story. You probably can't see it right now because you have to go over here where it says size, of course. Whoa. Story. Ta-da! You can go in here, you can choose the color that you want. You can change it to anything that you want. So what would be a good color for this? I'm guessing black. Black would be okay, especially since the font that I'm going to use will go good with it. Alright, black. And now I'm going to skip forward until I can find this font, because last time it took me forever. Okay, so I have the story part down. Now I want to make the my. I want to make the my's. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to type in my right here. But see, since I want the my to be a different font. Alright. Now I have the story font and the my font. What I'm going to want to do is I want to go to File. I'm going to want to go to Export. I'm going to name this My and Story. This way I know that this is where it is. And I want to put this in a different location. And I don't want this to be in my pictures because I don't want to accidentally click on it again. So I'm going to put this in my documents. So I'm going to export that to my documents. Okay. Now I'm going to want to close this out. Go to Open. Then go to Documents and look for My and Story. My and Story. Okay. Now that I've done that, it makes it like it's a regular image. And there's no selection in here. Like I can't click on this and change the font no more. So that this is the image now. And now this is going to make it easier for me to put it in there without having all the text selection and stuff like that in the way. Because then I can just move it like a regular image. This way I can see the size and everything. And I can change the size if I want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just downscale this a little bit. Because it's a little bit too big. There we go. Okay, so my. There we go. That looks alright. Yeah, it's good enough for me. Now I'm going to want to choose the story part. Bam. Now I have everything that I want for my thumbnail. I can put this up as is, but there's just one little thing that I want to add in here, and I think I'm just going to skip to it. Alright, now this is the one thing that I wanted to add in here to make it a little bit better. Make it stand out a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add. Should I put them over here? Yeah, I'm going to put them over here. I'm going to put them right on top of that. Wow. My YouTube story. Once you have all your images placed on here and you have exactly the way you want it to be, and you want to use it for your thumbnail on YouTube, you're going to want to go to File. You want to go to Export. Then you're going to type in what you want it to be. So I'm just going to type YouTube thumbnail. Oops. YouTube thumbnail. Hopefully I don't have one saved already as YouTube thumbnail. You want to make sure you know the location of it. So I'm going to want to put this in my pictures because that's where it mostly goes. YouTube. Wow, there's no B in it. Come on. Come on. Where's my B? There my B. Okay, YouTube thumbnail. And I'm going to export that. Oh, hold on. Let me show you guys one thing that you got to have too. You got to have PNG as the last three, because that'll set the file format for the image. And if you're using any images that have transparency, you need PNG. Otherwise, if you have like the JPG and you're using something as a transparency, it'll make its own background. So it'll either make a white or it'll make a black background in your image wherever there was something that was transparent. So just make sure whenever you're doing this, you have PNG. That'll make it the best picture quality too. So here we go. Export that. Alright, and to show you guys that it works, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip to my YouTube, and I'm going to show you me uploading it to my, uploading it as a thumbnail on my channel. Okay, now that I'm on my YouTube channel and I have this all open, I'm going to go ahead and click on this. It's my YouTube story. And it has a key on there, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this in here right now. Wow. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did. I had fun making this, and it took me a while, but I got through it. Alright guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If it helped you out at all, go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you have any problems with anything, I'm more than willing to help anybody out. And hopefully you guys have some better YouTube thumbnails. I'm out this mother lover. Deuces.
Everything was a party, only 18 years deep, and now we're getting started. Finish line clear, so we focused on the target. Wouldn't it be nice if we saturate the market? And wouldn't it be great if we could just simply rage and never think about calm down or act your age? I say, hey, hands up, the record plays. Wouldn't it be great if I could live on stage? Let me introduce you to the duo with it.